Hi peeps, today we'll be cooking stewed chicken, fried plantain, curried goat, steamed cabbage, and rice and peas. For our meat, we'll be washing it with some white vinegar. So what you're going to do, add a little vinegar to the water and then just wash your meat. Okay, now I'm about to season the goat meat. I'll be using some SHELLY'S, some all-purpose seasoning, some egg powder. I'll be also using some thyme, some ginger, a piece of ginger, garlic, and onion. So what I have done, I have chopped up my onions and I'm going to blend it with the ginger, the thyme, the garlic, and I also had some pimentos. So I'm going to add a little water to the blender and then start blending my seasoning. So now I'll be adding my powdered seasoning to my goat meat. Normally I don't add too much powdered seasoning because if you add too much seasoning, well, it's going to be too salt. And then I'll be adding my blended season. Okay, so now I'll be mixing all my seasoning together. And then what I'm going to do, I'll just leave this to marinate for a while. I'll leave it for about an hour to 2 hours. So this is what the goat meat looks like after it's marinated. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start cooking. So I'm going to add a little oil to the pot. And then I'll be adding my curry. So actually I'll be adding like 2 teaspoons of curry. If I need more, I'll add more eventually. So I'll stir my curry and let it burn for a while. And then now I'll be adding the goat meat to the pot. Stir while I add. Why I like to blend my seasoning, because I like to use the water that I use to blend the seasoning to cook my meat while it's browning. So I've added 2 more teaspoons of curry to my goat meat. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just leave it. I'm going to cover it and leave it to cook until it's tender. But while cooking, I'll be adding water as needed. So I'll be back. So now that my curried goat is cooked, I'll be adding some diced carrots, some chopped onions, a piece of thyme, and some Scotch bonnet pepper. Because when I'm cooking, after the meat is cooked, I like to season the meat with some more ground seasoning because it just adds a little more flavor to your pot. Now that I've added those to the pot, I'll be covering for about 10 minutes, and then I'll thicken with a little breadcrumbs, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. So peeps, this is my curry goat. As I said, I added a little breadcrumbs just to thicken the sauce. Some people rather to use like diced Irish in it. Everyone cook different. Whatever you want to add to your pot, it doesn't make it any different or whatever. It's just how you like to cook. So if you want to add Irish, the Irish will have thicken it instead of using breadcrumbs. Okay, first thing I did, I chopped the chicken, or cut the chicken, and now I'm going to wash it with some white vinegar. So now I'm adding the white vinegar to the chicken and water, so I'll be washing my chicken. So in here I have some thyme, I have onion, I have garlic, I have a piece of ginger, and I also have some pimentos. So what I'll be doing, I'll be chopping the onion. So I'm chopping the onions. And then I'll be adding all of these to the blender. Now I'll be adding a little water so I can blend my brown seasoning. So I'm going to start blending. So now that the meat is washed and all of that, I'll be adding my seasoning, my powdered seasoning. As I said, when you add in your powdered seasoning, you're not going to add too much, because if you add too much, it's just going to be too salty. So you just have to add like small portions. If you need more later when you taste it and you need more seasoning, then you can go ahead and add more seasoning to your meat. And I'm also going to add my blended seasoning. And my glazed Jamaican browning, I'm also going to add a little, not too much, because if you add too much, it's going to be bitter or too dark. Now what I'm going to do is just stir all of this together, and then just leave this to marinate for a while, for about 2 hours. Or if you would like, you can even leave it to marinate for a day. Alright, this is what the chicken look like, the seasoned marinated chicken for my stewed chicken. This is what it looked like before cooking. It already looked as if it can be eaten, and it's not yet cooked. I've added a small amount of oil to the pot. Then I'll be adding the chicken to the pot. Just be careful not to burn yourself. So I'm just going to stir this, then cover it for a while and leave it for it to be brown. So this is my fish. You can see it. After browning, I've added a little water. So I'll cover this and leave it to be cooked. I'll add more water if needed. It is already cooked. I'm going to add some more seasoning, ground seasoning, to add a little more flavor. In here I have some chopped onions, some thyme, carrots, and some Scotch bonnet pepper. So I've added this and I'll just leave it to cook for a while. For my carrots, I don't like them to cook. I don't like them overcooked. I still like my carrots crunchy, so I'm not going to leave them to cook for long. I just leave it to cook for like 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little breadcrumbs in order to thicken my sauce. Some people don't like to thicken their sauce / gravy, but I like my sauce thick. So I'm adding a little breadcrumbs. If you don't have breadcrumbs and you have flour, you can use a little flour. Mix in a little water, or if you have cornstarch, you can use the cornstarch as well. But as I said, I like my gravy thick. Some people don't like to thicken their gravy, but I like my gravy thick. Okay, so now I'll be prepping my cabbage for steaming. So here I have a piece of cabbage, which is already washed. I have a piece of onion. I have a carrot. I have a piece of thyme. I'm also going to use some sweet pepper or bell pepper. You don't have to use the pepper if you don't want, but I'm going to use some pepper in mine. Alright, so now I'll be cutting up the cabbage. So I'm going to slice my onion for the cabbage. I'll be slicing my sweet pepper or bell pepper. You can slice it any way you like, whether you want it thick or thin. My carrots in strips. So first I'll cut it down long way, and then I'll be slicing it in strips. And this is how the prep vegetable look before steaming. To steam the cabbage, I've added a small amount of oil to my pot. Now I'll be adding the vegetable. So I'm going to stir this. Make sure you lower your flame. I'm also going to add a small piece of butter or a little butter. Some people rather to use salt or add a little salt, but what I'm going to use the Lorry's, and I'm going to add a little Lorry's. Not too much. And then I'm just going to stir and cover and leave to steam for a while. So I'll leave this to steam for about 10 to 15 minutes. So there you go. This is my steamed cabbage. I didn't add any water because I was steaming it. So what I did, I covered it with a pot cover and let the steam from the pot cover steam my cabbage. Okay, for my rice and peas / rice and beans, I'll be using some coconut milk. And for the peas or beans, I'll be using some pigeon peas. In Jamaica we call this gungo peas. For my seasoning, I'll be using some SHELLY'S, some chopped garlic, a piece of thyme, and a green Scotch bonnet pepper. One and a quarter cups of water. I'll be putting this to boil. Now then, I'll leave this to boil for a while. What I normally do, instead of adding salt, I'm adding a little Larry's. So after adding the Larry's, I don't normally add any salt. And then taste to make sure it having enough ingredients. And also some people like to add like a piece of butter or a little butter to their rice and peas, but because of the coconut milk I'm using, it's already oily, so I don't want to use too much grease in my rice and peas. So I'll be using about 2 pounds of rice. What I'll be doing, some people don't wash their rice, but I love to wash my rice. So I'll be washing the rice first. So when I said washing, you just wash it with some water. So normally I wash it like 2 times. Adding the rice to the pot. Now that the rice is already added, I'm just stirring it. Well, some people know how to measure the amount of water per rice with their spoon. I don't really know. So if you look and it's like you have too much water in it, all you need to do is just remove some, or if you look and you don't have enough, just add a little more. So now I'm just going to cover the pot, then lower the flame, and leave my rice and peas to be cooked. So I'll be back. So the rice needs to be steamed a little more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a piece of foil over the pot, and then I'm going to cover it and leave it for a while. From Jamaica, so what we do sometimes, instead of using the foil, if you don't have any foil paper, then you can just use like a clean plastic bag. You can wash the plastic bag and just put it over your rice, and then cover it with your pot cover. Now this is my rice and peas. It's already completed. Some people like their rice shelly, some people like it a little moist. As I always said, you cook the way you want to cook. That doesn't make it different. Or you cook the way you like your food taste. Preparing my plantain for frying. So what I'm doing, I'm removing the skin. Okay, you can slice your plantain however way you want it. Whether you want it long way or you want to slice it slant, it's just up to you. However way you want it, you can slice it. For frying, I added some oil to the pot. So now I'll be adding my plantains. So make sure the oil is heated. And as always, just lower your flame, not so that you don't burn your food. I'll fry this until it's golden brown. So while frying our plantain, we're going to turn them so that both sides can be fried. There you go, peeps. This is my fried plantain. Just stick around. This is my rice and peas, steamed cabbage, curried goat, stewed chicken, and fried plantain. Enjoy! Thank you for watching.